Gord is now out and you're probably wondering if it's worth getting it. With other amazing strategy games already out this year, such as Baldur's Gate 3 or Jagged Alliance 3, how is Gord different or better in comparison? In this video, I'll answer the 5 most important questions about it, so we can get to a verdict, starting with the most important part, the gameplay. Gord is a single-player dark fantasy strategy game. It's real-time strategy, but you can pause and speed up time. You need to build and develop your Gord, which makes it also a city builder of some sort, and finally a survival game as well, since that's the ultimate goal you have. You can find more information about the game and store links in the video description. Gord was developed by a Polish studio named Covenant and published by Team 17. It is now available for PC, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. So what is the gameplay like in Gord? As I mentioned before, it is a fusion of survival, city building and adventure. The core loop is to set up the Gord in a selected map location, construct and upgrade buildings, establish defenses and monitor the well-being and growth of your population. You assign your adult subjects to professions by selecting them and clicking a building. After that, they are pretty much autonomous, maybe even a little too much since it becomes a very hands-off experience at that point. The more exciting part of it is the exploring aspect. The map will have fog of war and exploring it will grant you access to more resources, loot chests and corpses so you can find equipable items that boost your subject's stats. It goes without saying that there's also combat. When exploring the map, you'll encounter hostile animals, other humanoids, and even supernatural horrors. The fighting, once again, happens pretty much automatically without the need of intervention from the player, but there are also incantations. These are magical spells you unlock by building a temple and praying there to the gods. You have utility, defensive, and offensive incantations in your arsenal to ensure the survival of your Gord. There's also a story-driven campaign that consists of 10 different chapters, or scenarios as they are called in this game. From my experience so far, each scenario takes up from 1 to 2 hours to complete, and each of these it's rinse and repeat. Set up the new Gord, start developing it, meet that scenario's objectives, and that's it. Despite having laid out objectives for each of these scenarios, you can do pretty much whatever you want to. That means you get to choose which buildings you have, in what order, and so on. In the end, it's totally up to you how you eventually manage to achieve those objectives. So what sets Gord apart from other strategy games and what are its main inspirations? One key aspect is the atmosphere and immersiveness it conveys to the player. The darkness surrounding the biome and the exploration of the unknown paired with good music and great sound effects does this. The graphics are good, just not amazing, but it kind of helps blend in with the magical fantasy that happens within Gord. It transmits an intriguing vibe that sparks curiosity and excitement, while also maintaining a constant sense of lurking danger and helplessness. The game draws inspiration from a diverse array of adventure and strategy titles, channeling their mechanics while infusing unique twists. Gord's narrative is steeped in Slavic mythology and culture, creating an atmosphere akin to the Witcher series. In terms of mechanics, and quoting the developers here, mechanically the team has taken inspiration from many of its favorite games such as Northgard, Darkest Dungeon and RimWorld. End quote. It's reasonable to see the inspiration, but at the simplest degree, since these names are much more complex titles. Nothing wrong with that though. There is also the sandbox option for custom scenarios. You can configure settings like the severity of the weather or map size, tweak the biome to your liking and choose the number of enemies and horrors present and the amount of available resources. If you ignore the existence of 4 different difficulties for the campaign, this is where the replayability value in Gord is. The campaign story is also very intriguing and having the whole thing voice acted is just great. There are also a lot of cutscenes that once again draw you closer to everything that is happening within this world. So what's the story like? In Gord, you delve into the realm of Lysatia, assuming command of a modest community known as the Tribe of the Dawn. Throughout the game's campaign, the complicated tales of this community and others will gradually unfold, painting a vivid narrative tapestry. Gord's storyline brims with detailed lore, drawing inspiration from the realms of dark fantasy adventures and Slavic mythology. Players are afforded the opportunity to unearth the enigma surrounding the Tribe of the Dawn, through quests and the unearthing of fragmented pages from an enigmatic tome titled The Chronicle. This chronicle illuminates the history of the Gord universe, seamlessly interweaving real-world Slavic mythology with the depths of dark fantasy. As players traverse the game's landscapes, they'll encounter dispersed pages from the Chronicle, a challenge that rewards dedicated exploration. Amassing these pages offer glimpses into the origins of deities, ancient factions, and the enigmatic Whisperers. The title Gord is a homage to the Slavic Gords, intriguing structures that even today remain largely shrouded in mystery. The development team eagerly embraced these real-life inspirations within the context of their dark fantasy creation. How about the Sanity system? The mental well-being of the subjects under your control carries equal weight alongside their physical health. It's not only about whether a subject sustains physical injuries in combat. Their psychological state also plays a crucial role. Even if a subject doesn't succumb to the wounds, they might still flee from a battle if the emotional toll becomes overwhelming. This concept is encapsulated by the term sanity, representing a subject's emotional equilibrium. Navigating this aspect is vital to ensuring the survival of your communities. Various actions within the game can impact the subject's mental state. Prolonged travel without a light source or the loss of a family member, for instance, can severely undermine their emotional well-being. However, the game provides avenues for healing. You can build a meadery for your subjects to visit, utilizing special herbs or simply being near the comforting radiance of a torch can aid in restoring a subject's mental balance. This intricate interplay between physical and emotional health aims to play a big part in the depth of Gord's gameplay mechanics. Are there other quests or encounters in the game? Yes, there are random side quests that will appear along your scenarios. These can be as simple as getting to somewhere on the map within the time limit. There are also other random events where you get to risk it or play it safe, like rejecting a traveler from joining your Gord or accepting help to upgrade your buildings. These are completely random and can even appear when you have your hands full because you're dealing with a raid and the sanity of your population is going down the drain. More important and interesting are the map encounters with horrors. The biomes can contain horrors and abominations, and when interacting with them, you'll be faced with a choice. At times, there might only be a slightly better choice, so to speak, like, say, sacrificing a child. Of course, you can always take an offensive stance and engage in combat, but it's very unlikely for you to win that challenge. In retrospect, for the price, I think Gord is a fun game and worth it, especially if you're into the strategy subgenre of city builders or survival. I do think it kind of tries to be everything at the same time and it fails to provide deep mechanics for those subgenres. Nevertheless, I'm still having a blast playing it and the campaign is great. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more strategy gaming videos and live streams. And if you like dark fantasy games but Gord isn't doing it for you, take a look at my King's Blood review video instead. Thanks for watching, have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye!